All right, guys, welcome. Same situation as yesterday, except we're also adding ravioli to the mix. Oh yeah, baby, I'm hungry as hell, so I just got myself some ravioli, and for the intro this time, instead of coffee, I'm gonna eat. Oh, can I hear myself? No, I can't hear myself. That's weird. That was a little bit of echo there. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, so we're going to be exploring the domain of Kourna today. Should be pretty cool. And so I'm currently uploading a video announcing that to everyone over on YouTube. So we'll get the people in, and we'll probably make some squads. We'll mix it up, EU, NA. I'll probably bring a new character onto the map, and we'll explore it sort of fresh. And you guys, I guess, can pick which profession we do it on or whatever. But yeah, we're going to explore the map today, and then tomorrow we'll do a story playthrough. Because honestly, I mean, that's it for the patch, really. You know, it's explore the map. There's the fractal as well. There's the fractal, but I'm going to play that in my own time tonight to make a video for that tomorrow. So I don't know whether we'll do that on the streams. But yeah, so if that was fun with the roller beetles yesterday as well, we might go back to that also at some point soon. I was gonna show you guys a little bit of Guild Wars 1 action here as well, because I did just throw out a tweet about Guild Wars 1 and I was running UMod and stuff again, but I'll talk about that, I guess, in a moment after the break. I need to fill in some information for this video so that it's got the correct title and stuff, and yeah, we will put it down and play a little bit of Kourna. So if you guys have got any questions while I'm away doing this intro, just type them in chat and I'll be scrolling through them. You're most likely to get a really good, really long response at the start of the streams in this window, because that's before I go off on some massive tangent and we'll have max energy. All right, so yeah, anyway, see you guys very soon. It's good to see you all. Alrighty then. Hello. I also ate a banana. Alright, guys. Welcome. Once again, sitting here with a fan blowing on my face. Loving life, enjoying myself. And we're going to play some Long Live the Lich here. So, yeah, let me look at comments first and see if any of you guys have asked me anything. Oh, there's been quite a lot going on in chat. Alright. So, Jerry, it's good to see you. Left and avocado. Good morning, good day. How is everyone? I'm doing good. Engzax, Quantum Waffle, Dead Zella, Liz, Kabads, Lily, Quantum Waffle again, Turtle Jesus. Reminds me I need to get those emotes. Benji says, slowly catching up on the episode. Have to say some of the dialogue is really dark. In this one, yeah, it is, isn't it? Especially in some of the earlier stuff. Oh, I mean, quite consistently through it, actually. Jack Hunter, what's up? Okay, Quantum Waffle says, will there be spoilers for the story in this stream? I'll continue to be non-specific about stuff just because but it's not really, the reason I'm not talking about the story too much isn't actually to protect you from spoilers. It's just because I don't feel like talking about the story just yet. I want to do it as we produce the content for it, if that makes sense. Frankly, I sort of feel if you're on a stream for a video game you like and you care about the story, it's sort of there's such a thing as consumer responsibility, and at the end of the day, it's not my job to make happy little safe spoiler-free zones for people. It's just like a moderation nightmare. So I'm not really going to be talking about it, but obviously you know the risk of being on a stream. If someone asks me really specific questions about odd little knickknacks, I might talk about them, but yeah. So, what else we got? What do you think of the meta? Do you think some of it was cut, considering the number of paths leading to the Moon Fortress? Absolutely. I can't wait to get there on today's stream. We'll talk more about it, but it's clearly got cut stuff, right? It's actually really disappointing, I think. I was disappointed the second I got to the map and I saw that portal, and I was immediately at Bokos. I was like, what? Well, way to rob the excitement of traveling here. Like, I don't know. But we'll get to that soon, very soon. Yeah, there are a lot of nice little bits of quality in the map, though, obviously. It's just the meta side of things, and the whole Gendara approach and stuff I think is a bit shit. Is this a custom launcher? It's just a video mock style made to look like the original beta launcher. What do I think of them only unlocking half the fortress? Well, I just kind of answered that a little bit. Where do you think the story will transition next and how? I don't know where to go from here. Oh, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? What's Guild Wars 2 about? Fighting dragons. What's my non-spoilery opinion? I already said this, but I think it's mostly as it was unfolding, I was like, oh no, I don't think I like this. But after what happened in the story happened, I was suddenly like, yeah, I'm raring to go. I really like it. So yeah, actually, I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, there's minor little things you can nitpick in terms of like how they clarify stuff and set things up. I find it so funny, and there's been a lot of that on the internet, like really minor, like unbelievably ridiculous little nitpicks about stuff. Like people demand this perfection, and it's funny to see in the broader scope of Guild Wars the shit that people put up with everywhere else in the game, and then all of a sudden there's like this incredible demand. For me, there's a point of being acclimated to what Guild Wars 2 is and what Guild Wars 2 delivers, and then discussing within reasonable variance of how that patch hit it, and it was on the line, it was on the level, it was kind of what I expect from Living World right now, you know. I don't think we need to go into massive discussions about tiny things, but we are going to go into a massive discussion about a tiny thing with a comment in just a moment, so it's pretty cool. EU or NA today? If NA, can we squad up and explore with you? Yeah, I'm actually on NA right now, just because I played a ranked queue for my daily today. One of the first ranked queues I've enjoyed for quite a while. I feel like the quality's gone down quite a lot. I've got 2 POIs to get on the map right now, by the way, on my warrior. So we'll probably open up finishing map completion here, and then we'll go on the new character, and we'll squad up, and we'll do all of that. So just bear with me. Still looking at chat here. The beetle races you did yesterday are getting montages, and people are showing them on Facebook and YouTube. It's glorious. Really? What? Wait. I know that there's beetle montages. We watched one to do the race. Is there specifically from my stream? I saw someone said they got good footage yesterday. Did somebody make a montage from the Wood and Potatoes stream? Maybe it's not, you know, listed, oh, this was a Wood and Potatoes event or whatever. I don't care about that. But is that actually, is there footage from yesterday that's doing the round? I'd love to see what that is, Because someone was recording. I did see in chat they said, oh, I got some good footage. And I'm glad to hear that. I'd love to see what came of it. To get the montage out in a single day and it good enough to spread around places like Facebook is kind of nice. Yeah, I was hearing voices. I don't know what that was. Maybe the echo of my own voice. I guess because of the complaints people are having on the forums. What do you mean? Before you get disappointed, remember that it's a Living World 3 team that made this map. That's an interesting thought. I'm not disappointed by the map at all. I'm not going to be that disappointed. I've talked about my bigger disappointments, and that's to do with Beetle and Living World and mastery design. But, so Team 3, though, you do lay out an interesting thing. So let's see. I actually have to mouse over it. So this season started with Bloodstone Fen was Team 1. Team 2 was Ember Bay. Team 3 was Bitterfrost. Now, this was the team that kind of fucked up and couldn't do the stuff, but the map they did was very good. Bitterfrost was one of the best maps of the entirety of Season 3, I think. They did a really good map, visually, design-wise, the events, all of it was like, mwah, it was beautiful. It was the story that really suffered from Team 3. Then Team 3 will have returned for Siren's Landing. Which in the broader context of the game now, looking back at, I mean, I'm excited about because it's ore and stuff, but if I imagine this had a different skin, it wasn't ore. I don't know how great the meta here really was. We had a lot of lag issues with it. The story I really enjoyed. They kind of got shafted a little bit, Team 3, because it's not their fault that there were complaints about the story in Siren's Landing, because they were very big ticket items. The actual implementation of the story was really good, exploring Abaddon's crypt and the vaults and all that stuff. I actually really liked, and the open world lore that they gave was amazing, and the extra, like, God scripture lore they gave was amazing, and in fact, the collections were really good. I think Team 3 did really good in Season 3. So after they made Siren's Landing, they started working on the Domain of Kourna. That's amazing to think of, right? That they transitioned to... I even remember doing a stream right before Path of Fire came out, and I said, guys, this Siren's Landing team are off doing something else. I wonder what... They went to the Domain of Kourna at that time. Mind you, there was a dev comment on Reddit. Was it Lindsay? That kind of suggested this didn't get locked in until quite recently. So, I don't know. Maybe they did all transition to the expansion for a little while, which is kind of breaking the rules a little bit, isn't it? Anyway, and then they're back here. I don't know whether it's really fair, is it? Those teams will be kind of flowing different devs in and out, different talent. They'll be borrowing talent from here and there. I don't know whether we can really think of it in raw terms like that anymore. I don't see anything that feels Bitterfrost Frontier or Siren's Landing-y in the Domain of Kourna, for example. Personally. But it's an interesting line of discussion. Yeah, as Benji notes immediately in chat, it's a bit unfair. Teams can change members. Here's hoping we'll eventually see a reunion of Tyrion and Elonian Order of Whispers. And yeah, so some of that never really manifested then, really. Cottage did it. Let's see. Coffee, smooth jazz chops, and wooden potatoes. You're watching my stream of smooth jazz? I suppose it's just my voice right now, so you could add your own audio in the background. Fine, that's fair. What else we got? I've only just gotten through the second episode, right? But hitting the third and getting past the Scarab fight with Joko was yeet. I don't even know what yeet means. This is one of those other... I'm getting out of touch. Somebody tell me what Y-E-E-T means. Come on, I'll add that to my list. The other one I learned this week was soy boy. Yeah, so gotta know all these terms as the kiddos invent them. But it is indeed unfortunate how unfinished the meta feels. Yeah, I would say so, definitely. Consumer responsibility, lol. It is a thing, damn it. I will not let that evaporate. People should be responsible for their own actions. Money doesn't, or, you know, I guess, yeah, whatever. Why is Banjo-Kazooie on the webcam? That's not Banjo-Kazooie. That's a VR game, a third-person virtual reality game called Lucky's Tale. I cannot wait for I'm so ready for Gen 2 headsets right now. I don't know why, but I really am. I liked how they brought back... there's some exciting developments on that front as well at the moment. I liked how they brought back a cast of characters from the actual expansion. Season 3 didn't return to the Itzel. Yes, that's a very good point. I like how they're doing that too. Recent guild chat. I've got to watch that. Interesting info on original drafts for episode 1 and 3. For example, Joko would have sent awakened assassins after us. And apparently God, I keep dropping this pen. Our companions would have been awakened by Joker in a tragic twist. That would be a weird twist. I can't imagine any Dragon's Watch suffering that fate. Yeah, wow. I'm not a computer. I like how open and candid they are about even the most recently implemented story. WP, do you think that the earth rumbling in the new map in the Deep Rift Gorge is foreshadowing? That did not occur to me. I didn't think of that. You're thinking Prime Orders. That's a cool idea. I just thought it was like ambience. And it was kind of beautiful. And I have to be honest as well. It was ambience that I acknowledged was there. But I wasn't particularly thrilled by because I wasn't entirely certain that it was actually new and bespoke and special for there. Is it not true that other areas of deep water in Guild Wars 2 have utilized that effect already? And it's just kind of a thing they do. Is it not true? Why do I feel like being under some of the sanctuaries in Bitterfrost or down that really deep hole in Bloodtide or something, it feels the same? I don't know. We can come back to that discussion later in the stream because we will be going there today in the game as we play. Will I be exploring NA or EU? I don't know, man. We'll start NA and maybe we'll swap EU halfway. It wasn't too hard to do that yesterday for the beta races. Sirens was fun. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think Sirens was fun. I just don't know how much of a standout it was. I think it was what I'm trying to say is if it wasn't, it was fun because it was ore, and they had this beautiful like fertile bed of shit that they even still only scratch the surface at. Or it's like it's almost impossible to release something in ore and not have me vibrate with ecstasy. Do you know what I mean? Like, but there are other areas where they don't get that luxury, so they take us back to Kourna. And may I add, we go back to Kourna here. And what we actually only have is about 2 explorable maps from Guild Wars 1 that are covered. If you look at that Shaman's Historical Guide, which has had some fascinating updates, by the way. I think he's released those publicly. Hopefully he hasn't just told me about that and they're not out. But if you go back to the Historical Guide, you'll see it's only really 2 maps that we get. It's a very, very small slice of Kourna we got in the end. Guild Wars 1 Kourna, it included about 5 of these. There would be another one here, another one here, another one here, a small one here, and definitely one up here. It's kind of big. And we only get this bit. You know, if I was ArenaNet, I really would have thought we would have had several other chunks and Gandara last, not thrown in at the start, and half done at that. I don't know, man. Anyway. Oh, the chat's moving too fast. I'm going to have to start skipping questions and stuff. I'm really sorry, guys. If you really, really, really want a response and I didn't do it, just post again. And I know that might add to the spam. But, yeah. The AMA is on Monday. Ask Me Anything is on Monday, and if you miss it, don't worry. I'll cover it on my channel probably Tuesday, Wednesday, after the devs have had time to respond to all their stuff. That gives me a middle ground to do the Guild Wars 1 AFC as well. Yeah, I mean, Shaft and Gandara just feels weird. I was thinking about this before I went live, right? Like, the whole Gandara thing. I guess we'll talk about it now already. I knew this would come up on the stream. The Gandara thing's kind of interesting because in some ways, it's like, oh, it's this really iconic place from Guild Wars 1. You know, the concept art that was created to even establish thing was like an award-winning piece. It's amazing. You think of what the most amazing thing that Path of Fire could do, have some kind of giant assault in Gandara, the idea that this will be where Joko's come to be, all that kind of stuff. Like, it sounds amazing, and it sounds like this thing that they got to do incredible justice to. But I wonder whether I build it to too high, you know? Because at the end of the day, I have this very high opinion of Gandara. And I really have to be objective. Looking back at Guild Wars 1, was it really so fantastically... Why do I have that high opinion? Because was it so good in Guild Wars 1? Really? I mean, you kind of had like 2 missions there. One of them was optional. We're talking about 20 to 40 minutes of gameplay at all. There was no meta. There was no renewable content. There was no going back. You didn't even vanquish there. And yes, there was a very good narratively. I mean, Nightfall is the king of what they were able to craft. Really, if you really focus in the early Istan stuff, and we verified this with the playthrough 2 years ago. They really do very well. You learn about the cordons, you see the uneasy tensions, you see behind the scenes with the generals and Varesh. You learn why this is important. You have the council meeting where some people want to go for it, some don't. You learn that you have a strong navy, and then you have the big ass attack, and it does feel cool, but I mean, was it that cool? Was it so cool that it deserves to be on the pedestal I put it to? And so then the devil's advocate thing is, so what if we just throw it at Bokos or whatever? What I guess is interesting to me as well is I think about like a year from now, 2 years from now. 2 years after Nightfall was done and over, and Eye of the North even had concluded and we were waiting on Guild Wars 2, you could ask invariably any Nightfall player who'd played it back when it released, you could say, what's Gandara? And those Nightfall players in 2010, 2011, they would say, oh yeah, Gandara was this. Gandara's this. I think it really stuck out in their minds. Gandara was a memorable part of the Nightfall campaign. That's what I'm trying to get to. So, that was true in Guild Wars 1. It was a memorable part of the Guild Wars Nightfall campaign. Now, let's try and copy that to Guild Wars 2. What do you guys think that our community, the Guild Wars 2 audience, which is different in many ways, and used and acclimatized to different kinds of content, how do you think the Guild Wars 2 audience will feel in 2 years from now? If I ask someone who doesn't watch Win and Potatoes, doesn't particularly use Reddit, but does play it, and you know they have the game installed and they do stuff, one of these players, right? If I ask them in 2 years, what's Gandara? Now think about that. They've had maybe 3 or 4 more Living World episodes by that point, perhaps even another full expansion by that point, maybe even Season 5 will have started by that point, okay? So that content's come through about 2 years in the future, and that's extremely exciting just to think about, by the way, on paper, but that's a side note. Ask them what Gandara is. Will this stick out in their minds the same way that Gandara was able to in GW1? That is the point. And if it doesn't match that level, is now it not fair grounds for us to say that they kind of botched it in this release? Okay, so that's kind of what's going through my mind on that. And I was trying to worm that into some kind of compact, articulate speech for the video script, but whatever, we'll just do it on a stream, because I can just be this completely wild stream of consciousness here. Oh, guys, stop typing so much. This is so bad. I'm not even halfway. I'm scanning. I haven't even seen people explaining what yeet is yet. Yeet basically means hype. Does it? But what does it stand for? I'd say both Bitterfrost and Kourna both have that kind of weird is that it meta event issue. No, really? Bitterfrost? Well, listen, Bitterfrost, yes, we can say, oh, you know, maybe you've got something there, Conchi Jason. Because remember how it seemed that this meta was gonna conclude in the bitter cold, and you'd have some awesome like chest run or Claw of Jormag fight up there. Like, it was so obvious there should have been a Claw of Jormag fight up there. That you do the meta, you get the potion after the day through doing the hearts, and then everybody pushes up. That would be such an amazing map. Honestly, this map would have rivaled Silver Waste if the bitter cold had like a big boss, maybe like a double Claw of Jormag fight or something like that, because you'd have this beautiful thing where it's like everybody builds the potion by doing the hearts each day to get to here, which ties into the end of the meta. It would have been so good, and it never existed. It was kind of a is that it meta. You're right, it was a little bit like that. It felt like they had the idea, they never got it the whole way. Is it the same that's happened here? Food for thought. No, I did not hear the final Joko thing. I've heard that apparently it's significant, and, well, we'll see it on the streams coming up. But I haven't seen that last supposed lore bomb. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's supposedly a lore bomb. I've heard that there are Reddit threads around, but I haven't seen those threads. Let's see. Speaking of Siren's Landing, what happened with Livia? She was in current events afterwards. Next map location speculation idea on the focus. That's too much, Smitsky. That's too much to talk about. We'll have plenty of time to do that, dude, over the next several weeks. Hello, do you know any good Scourge build? Literally anything with condition damage on it. Have fun. I kind of want to run a Plague Doctor Scourge to an extent, but I don't know for sure. When I tackle the story, am I planning on talking about Joko's interesting... I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Champion, actually. But we will be exhaustive. You guys know these streams. We will when we get to them. You want the map to be on the Fortress of Jahai. Yeah, I mean, there's so many Kourna landmarks that are just nowhere to be seen this patch because it's such a small slice. It's way smaller of a slice than I thought. And that's not, I'm not trying to be angry. I'm not trying to be, who tries to be angry? I'm not trying to, that's not some condemnation. I think it's actually still okay as a map. I am now a little concerned that the season as a whole might not give me everything I wanted. Look it on the map, it's a 3-lane to rear that got dropped due to deadlines. Do you think? Well, if there was a dev stream, would they not have confirmed that? Nolan North was very good this patch, apparently. If you guys feel. Oh, hey, Bick, it's good to see you. The maps do feel a bit smaller. I felt like I was the only one compared to Guild Wars 1 stuff, but it's been a long time. Yeah, it's like 1.5 Guild Wars 1 maps. Honestly, go to the link, type in Google, That Shaman's Historical Guide to Tyria. It's an amazing resource, and just look at Kourna. It's the 2 games overlaid, and you'll see. Okay, scrolling, I'm scrolling faster. I still don't know what yeet means. When will I be dealing with guild invites? I dealt with them last night or the night before, so like tonight or tomorrow night maybe. They had like 2.5 months-ish for this map. I would hardly expect a massive Heart of Thorns map like meta. Well, I think the comparison is fair if we're comparing to Bitterfrost. And I think what people are more doing, actually, to tell you the truth, is they're looking at the quality of the meta in episode 1 and 2, which were good. Those metas in episode 1 and 2 were good. They were ram-packed with events. This map feels like it does have less events. Oh, are you talking about Bitterfrost, though, maybe? The new back piece sounds interesting enough, though I haven't done it. It was nice to see the Herald. Yeah! Oh, my God! I can't help think she was added because people were bringing it up during my Let's Play. I don't know about that. I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to believe that. But yes, that's really awesome. That's going to be one of the first things I show you when we get in-game in a second here. Recommendations for a new player? What, like a class? Just play whatever you like. Just take it slow. Take the time to explore the UI. Have fun. I don't really know. I don't have any great buildcraft applications for the new stat right now. Boots might be the guy to look at for this one. I really think that should be what Boots looks at, but I don't know. Last we heard, he was on a plane and addicted to beetle racing, so. When do you think you'll get back to Season 4 lore videos? When the LP gets there, so several months. Yeet can be an exclamation of yes, or it can mean to throw something in a forceful way. Where does that come from, though? Nolan did Palawa. Right. Chak and VB were probably their best metas. Such a shame they don't do those anymore. Well, people whined. Yeah, it's grindy. I have to be there at a specific time. That is not okay. That is not what Guild Wars is supposed to be. I'm going to Reddit. And so then you get Path of Fire. I love... our MMORPG had this amazing comment the other day where it just showed like all of the... the counterintuitive things MMO audiences demand of developers. And it was amazing. Which I just thought of for myself. All right, there you go. I skipped a lot of stuff, but I've caught up with chat now. Okay, so what was I going to do? Right, one little thing. Who's ready for a comment here? Now, I'm not going to anonymize this because I sort of feel if you go on the internet and you post a comment somewhere and you have your online name there, then you should stand by it. Why is it my job to hide that for this person? It's also almost 3 years old. All right, so one thing I've been doing on YouTube the past like 5 months-ish is just in my free time, just every now and then, I go back to my spam filter, which has thousands on YouTube. Okay, YouTube comments spam filter, which has thousands and thousands of comments in it, and very slowly I've been approving or deleting comments from the spam filter because YouTube's kind of horrendous in that a lot of legitimate, really good discussion it marks as spam. Basically, if it sees a wall of text, it quite often thinks it's spam. So I have to manually approve that, or it doesn't go through. And that's why you find quite often YouTube comments are a bit of a cesspit. Sometimes it actually is spam. But so I'm slowly going through. I've been doing this for the past 4 or 5 months, going through thousands of comments. And so I'm going further and further back in time. So where I am now is almost 3 years ago, okay? And there's a specific comment, 3 years old, that got caught by a spam filter from the user Tron. And it's about when Colin Johansson was leaving ArenaNet. And if you remember when that happened, you had like all these nutters came out of the woodwork saying like either that it was the best thing in the, like literally 2 weeks later, Mo was the game director and everyone was like, oh, he's so much better, or you know, that the game was now dead because Colin was gone, or the game had been killed by Colin, and all this. There was just all this like crazy, like ridiculous speculation, which I'm sure I added fuel to the fire on, but you know, it was big news, so I did a video to cover it. I kept it light. I played like a silly song and stuff. Right, so it's a spam comment I never saw because it was on the spam filter from then. It's 3 years old, and it's just food for thought. Let's read what this person on the internet said. It says 2 years there, edited, but it's more like 2 years, 10 months or something. Guild Wars 2 sucked. Guild Wars 1 was a much better game, and I'm glad Colin is gone. Guild Wars 2 has been a sinking ship for a while now, and Heart of Thorns was a complete failure. Guild Wars 2 was never Guild Wars. It was ArenaNet 2.0. A new game and a new studio. They should have made a true successor to Guild Wars 1. Would have been amazing. They blew it. Guild Wars 2 will never last as long as Guild Wars 1 did. They would not listen to their original fans, and they kept pushing for gem store, esports, Asian markets, wasting time and resources. Good game, ArenaNet 2.0. And NCSoft, you got your karma. Rest in peace. So I found this really interesting. Now, salty, you know, these kind of silly comments appear all the time. But what I found really kind of fascinating and cool to think about with this one is that line in the middle. I mean, you guys might find all kinds of profound things. You might be nodding your head at certain stuff. I certainly am. I'm not saying that this is completely wrong, right? Like, I too feel quite a bit of anger and upset at the wasting time with Asian markets and with the very, very, very laissez-faire attitude towards such a radical thing as Season 1, which probably denied this franchise its true potential. The Season 1 experiment, really, more than anything else, I think, in terms of updates and timing and stuff. Gem Store, I'm not really salty about. The fact it's a different experience to Guild Wars 1, I'm not really salty about. I like the experience they gave in Guild Wars 2, though I'd like both sides of my life to be satisfied. I'd like to see more games like PoE and like Guild Wars 1 out there, and more lobby-based, good lobby-based RPGs. But it's the middle line that really I found super, super interesting. Maybe you guys have got your own thing. But Guild Wars 2 will never last as long as Guild Wars 1 did. Isn't that incredible? Like, on so many levels, because one, when this person made this comment, that wasn't true. Guild Wars 1's heyday was hardly 3 years, and this video came out 4 years, or 5 years, it may be, no, 4 years into Guild Wars 2's life. So already they were wrong when they made the comment. Already it was like an absurd thing to say and completely ridiculously out of touch. But now look at it. All this time after, can I just remind you that Colin leaving was right as Season 3. Season 3 hadn't even started yet. I think we're in the content drought before Season 3. Since that video, look at all the incredible stuff that's come into this game. Look at the handling of Season 3, how good that was. The regularity of the updates. The way, and I know that the raid wings have been a bit sparse, but the way that's gone. The fractal development and just the dedication from people like ArenaNet Ben and the continuing to add new fractals and how that's expanded. The expansion Path of Fire with the mounts and how Season 4's expanded on stuff. All these new, like, innovations and renovations and changes and stuff. And yet here it is, Guild Wars 2 will never last as long as Guild Wars 1 did. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's like major egg on your face ridiculousness. Like, that's like so pathetic. Like, you could never show your face typing a comment on the internet again wrong. It's so absurdly out of touch. And yet, you kind of... it was amazing for me to see that even with the Farewell to Colin video, someone was still thinking and talking like that. GG, and like the finality of the final word. GG ArenaNet, you got your karma, rest in peace. Like, was it rest in peace? Pretty interesting, eh? So I thought I'd highlight that on the stream. And see what you all thought. Alright. Let me get chat up. Just shows pure ignorance about game development when Colin left. When Heart of Thorns 2.0 was added, people praised Mo, though. Yeah, like, Colin would have been doing loads of Season 3-oriented stuff. It's like, ridiculous. It's hilarious, really. Way to rub it in his face. It's 2 years later. I have scanned. He is not an active commenter or user of my videos at the moment. I haven't seen him post since that message, all right? So the odds that this random dude, and I will go back to my original comment, I'm entitled to rub it in his face. You post your opinion in a public forum, in a public place. People are welcome to talk about your opinion. That's what you want, really. We're all just craving the attention. So there you go. There's your attention. You're a moron. But not entirely. Again, like, I do agree with some things. Obviously, I'm being a bit of a dickhead for a joke there. But, like, I really do. I get the anger. I get the anger about the Asian markets. I do get the anger about certain stuff. I think it's pretty shitty. Oh, yeah. So here's the other thing. Zed Flex says, I think it's pretty shitty to shit on the developer that goes back and updates their old game. This is the other cool thing about this comment. Guild Wars 1 was a better game. That whole thing, Guild Wars 1 lasted longer. Now that Guild Wars 1's being actively developed again, obviously this comment has no understanding of that. But because it was before this happened. But now that Guild Wars 1's being actively developed again, it's got the Steam sale going on. It's got that giveaway going on. Now that that's going on, it's kind of a funny thing to look at, you know? There's another side of it. Speaking of Guild Wars 1, I did finally enter. I did my entry to the competition. Come at me, internet. I'm getting one of those 6 wins. Let's see here. I'll show you the tweet I made. A few of you who follow me on Twitter might have seen it already. But here's what I did. Just give me 1 second. We will get to playing in a second. Trust me. Trust me, guys. All right, look. If I've learned anything through these crappy streams, is that people quite like just sitting around talking. So that's what we're going to do, baby. Here. This is my tweet. I paid very special attention to make sure all my hashtags and stuff were correct, because I would have been so upset and annoyed if I'd got it wrong. Why can't I move this? Oh, because I accidentally hit the lock. So there you go. I did it just before the stream, like moments before the stream. One of my absolute favorite new vistas in Guild Wars with the 2018 advanced graphics setting showing the distant Ascalonian Wizard's Tower in the mountains. Gorgeous. And I will show you guys what that looks like in a bigger form. Documents, Guild Wars, screenshots. You can see... transform, reset transformation. Can you see behind the tree there? The leaves. I didn't actually like this. I wanted to take the picture when the leaves blew to another area, but I think the screenshot reset it or something. But just behind those leaves in the background, that's the Ascalonian Wizard's Tower. So you got, you know, your tree in the foreground. You got the house back there showing some pre-Syrian stuff. I kept the UI on for the added nostalgia. That's actually running UMod with the high resolution skill textures, icon textures. And my original screenshot didn't have my character in it at all, but I noticed the competition is you're supposed to have your character in the thing. So just to be safe, I put it in there as well. And yeah, that's what I was going to show on stream a little bit, but I'm going for it, guys. I'm going to win me some skill pins. It's going to happen. I really want those skill pins. If I win some skill pins, if I get one, if there's like so many people that have entered it now, so the odds are getting really low. If I win, I will do a like unboxing video of them. I promise you will get a new Wooden Potatoes unboxing video on the skill pins if I do it. And if that goes well, and I like the way that, because I'll actually have to set everything up again, but in this new place. And if that goes well, I might even start going with the collector's editions and stuff again. But it is all contingent on me actually getting the pins. Cheating with mods enabled? I don't know whether that's really cheating. To be honest, I did think of that, because I did have the whole UI overhaul on. I had like minimalistic UI on. But I was like, oh, I won't run a big, really obvious thing. I'll just have the cleaner skill icons. It's their art. It's ArenaNet's art. It's not like I've post-processed the image, which I think a lot of people will have done. Besides, it's random draw. It's not about quality of screenshot, really. You could literally just take a picture of your character sitting and clipping into the sewage outside of Kaineng, so only that their head is poking out like some kind of disgusting toad wearing a dragon mask. Actually, yeah, wear the toad-looking dragon mask sitting in a pile of poo, and you might win anyway, as long as your character is in a Guild Wars 1 screenshot and it's properly tagged. So yeah. WP goes to Herald? What do you mean? What do you mean I go to Herald? Right, like I said, so we're going to be exploring this map today. But there are 2 POIs I want to get. First of all is the one over here. So let's go for this. Just to get map completion on my warrior, who I did all my main exploration for this patch on. And then we will move through to some of the other things. So let's move on up. See if we can boost up here. I don't know anything about the map objectives I don't have, by the way. So I don't know whether they're behind destructible walls. I don't know whether they're really high up. I also have the Griffin adventures to do. So that should be fun as well. Right, so it's not in here. I already did this one. So let's come through here. And once I get these 2 POIs, we're going to go to a new character and we're going to explore Kourna fully. And you guys will have the opportunity to play with me. I will squad up and we'll do all of this stuff, okay? Does anyone have any word on, number 1, whether the taco guys do have networking capability, as I was talking about before? And number 2, if the mount radial wheel guys are doing anything? Does anybody know? Oh, yeah, look, it is a beetle smash. Okay. Griffin Master was tricky. I'm glad. I kind of want to play that here today on this stream. It'll be NA first, and then maybe we'll swap to EU after a little bit. Oh, they're talking about your Herald. Yes. The Herald is badass, and we will see that soon. It should have cost stuff. Ectos are now 12 silver a piece. Yeah, Ectos are just plummeting and plummeting and plummeting. Wait, what? Oh, wait. No, it's not the auto, is it? It is the boost. You're not supposed to use the disengage. Oh, my God. Come on. No. Oh. So do we have to, like, ramp around a bowl or something and come back up? Anyone got an idea how long the support takes to reply? Often not too long. I actually don't like the way the Herald looks. I never like it when they do glasses. I'm not complaining, like, fully, because I'm well aware that it's kind of a thing with Guild Wars that they do glasses on characters. Ever since Eye of the North, that's been a thing. But I really don't like it. That's one of those things where I'm like, my immersion. Even though I know it's a part of Tyria at this point and well established at this point, I don't like it. Alright, so we're going to build as much speed as possible and now ramp now, maybe? There we go. We got it. Bit awkward. The secret thoroughway. Can we break through that wall as well there? Oh, I wonder if we were supposed to go in the reverse direction. Oh, that means I was actually wrong in one of my videos. I was totally wrong. There is a back-to-back destructible wall. Wow. Man, if I was a dev and I saw the kind of coverage I do on this game, I'd be so annoyed with myself. I'd be like, it's not perfect. For fuck's sake. Guild Wars 3 will have contact lenses. Yay, contact lenses are more immersive. More immersive. I'm game with that. Oi, don't ruin my Bay Herald. Yeah, but you're not meant to have, like, I don't know. Why do we need that in our RPG? Why do we need someone who looks like a woman we genuinely have sex with in real life because she's hot in glasses? Why do we need that here? I don't know. Put her in some, like, exotic, fancy cosplay dress from, you know... exotic and strange fantasy worlds in different areas of the, periods of time. That's what's cool. I could get a woman in glasses any day. I just did a thing where I sarcastically raised and lowered my eyebrows. I just want you all to know. I need it, to be honest. Says cleavage Tenchi. All right. There we go. Right, let's go up, I guess. There's a mastery point up here as well. Wait. I'm just kind of... No, not this bit. Over here. WP angry that he's horny for the Herald. No, I don't get really annoyed, but whenever there is a character... It's the same with Asura as well. I just think it looks weird. I just don't feel like it fits fully. That's all. It's like she's a fangirl. That's the idea, really. And I kind of like that approach as to the Herald. You know, half the reason why I wonder why they did it could be because it narrows speculation on E. I'm convinced more than ever, as of this patch, by the way, that Farron is E. More than ever. More than ever. Never before have I been more convinced. I don't think that they just added him into this patch because they like him for comic relief and, you know, he's funny. I think they added him because they want to remind everyone exactly who he is, keep him at the forefront of our minds for an E reveal at the end of the season. That's what I genuinely think. And I think that they've introduced the Herald as well because they know that that's another theoretical thing. People have been like, maybe E is the Heralds. And so getting the Herald down now, I suppose the Herald could be E still as well. But I wonder whether that's it for the Herald now, maybe, in the releases. I really want a Griffin down this. I don't know. Maybe the Griffin... Maybe E is still the Herald. I don't know. This is a cool place. Could you sweat? Could you... Is this connected? Oh, look at this. Look at it. Oh, I forgot I rebound all my stuff. So I was going to try and boost up, but I didn't in the end. Let's get on the... Oh, what? Oh, it's the scale. Dude, those scale look just like Final Fantasy X Sahagins there. That was awesome. Wasn't E hinted at being a she in episode 6, was it? I don't remember a hint that E was a she in episode 6. They seemed really manly in the Marjorie's story, didn't they? Or maybe that's their point. They want like a masculine man. They want to, you know, defy and subvert convention. At every opportunity. You'd love if she joined Dragon's Watch. We need new blood. Do we? I think we got enough characters. I really think we have enough characters. The more characters they add, the less they can dive into them and the less meaning any of them have to me. There's something really satisfying about Warrior Underwater. Oh, yes. The predecessor to Anise in the Order of Whispers. Absolutely. That was definitely felt very E-hinty. It really did. And we know from the Lake Doric release that they were heavily invested in what was going on in Kryta and human stuff, at the very least. Damn it. Now wait, for the one moment I'm taking a drink of feisty cherry coke to attack me. Oh, the retargeted Bull's Rush could have been so good. Whatever, we'll go down there. That's fine. We got the map. That's good. Let's slow down. There was another thing I wanted to do as well, so let me just quickly do that. Obviously, the Black Line chest's updated, and through the Let's Play, I have 5 keys. So I thought I'd open 5 chests on a stream at some point. So we'll do that here as well. What's wrong with Cherry Coke? Cherry Coke's amazing. What? You guys. Okay. Here, by the way, I'm at Ore because I practiced. I was interested in the roller beetle, like, race across the whole world thing. So I went from Divinity's Reach to here. And it was kind of really interesting to see which maps work well, which ones don't. These stairs work perfectly. Oh, God, sorry. That's my tweet deck. Let me turn that off. I'm really sorry, guys. It's because I had Twitter open because of the stuff. I could I have to be careful because I could so easily do another stream of just like Beatlemania. and just racing around Kourna. It's so weird because, like, it's made me enjoy Kourna, but in the worst way possible, because this is just completely, like, destroying the sense of the size of these maps and everything. It's kind of everything I hate, and yet I'm having fun, so it's like, no, not allowed to have fun. Look at that. Oh, we went over anyway. That's fine. Here, I'll show you guys another really cool thing as well. Like, look how cool this is, rocketing through this tunnel here. There's so much awesome stuff. We hit that. That's a mess up. Yeah, let me show you. Look at how good this is. If you start at the Grenth waypoint. How do you get that mount? It's part of the new release. If you log in now, it's freshly with the game as of this patch. Right, yeah, look at this. Look at this, okay? You start the race here, and you got to come up this. Come see if you can take down Mario in Beetle Cart. Oh, my door's going. I might have a delivery. 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. Hello, 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 hello. All right, yeah, sorry. Okay, so let's keep going. I forgot what I was in the middle of saying. Yo, somebody whispered me saying, can you take down Mario Kart in Beetle Kart Racing? No, no, no. All right, so check this out. I was supposed to be boosting. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me go back. Yeah, it's my jugs. My jugs just arrived. Oh, this guy's actually called Super Mario. That's really funny. Didn't I already cover episode 2 and 3, though? Are you going to cover them again? What are you talking about? So here, well, I messed up again, but look at how you could drift around these corners. It's really fun if you drift around those properly. And when you come out of this at speed, you come along here, right? And the idea is to go into the aquarium. But if you miss the aquarium, so we're going to take a right hand. It's a really, really narrow window. Ready? But if we miss it... Oh, we went way too early. Oh, this is such a pathetic thing. If you can go down, that's a shortcut. But if you miss it, you'll end up going into this. And it preserves your momentum as you go through that. And then you can come out here. And then you're at the door. It's really cool. It is very cool. I just haven't shown you well. There's a beautiful mix of ramps and right angles and stuff here in DR for the Beetle. That's just like almost unmatched by the other cities and maps. Like, look at that. Look, I did that one turn. One turn. Okay, all right, but Beetle is not what we wanted to do. We're gonna do the Black Lion keys. So, let's go do that. We're gonna swing around up to the bank now. You ready? Don't need a waypoint. We got a Beetle. Oh God, it's very fast when I'm boosting. Oh okay. Oh my God. Hey, you can ramp up the flower pots. That's kind of awesome. Well, this is actually... I've seen a lot of people doing this, but I never realized there's a lot of finesse to it. Here we go. We've got to go up this one. Oh, yes. Oh, sort of. No, it was the wrong one anyway. Oh, well. Okay, so the bank is here. There you go. Right. But if the skill cap to get all the way through. Too good, guys. Too good. Right. So grab those, and then I have one chest here. Do I have any chests in the bank? No, I don't. So let's... Oh, what am I doing? I'll just buy them from the TP. I'm sure I've got a ton on one of my characters, but I don't know which, and I can't be bothered to scroll around for ages. You wonder if Jenna will do a law that prevents illegal street racing. That would be kind of funny. I just... The Beetle will be one of the coolest things in the game if the devs add the races and they add the walls and they... But it requires them to do something that we've had no sign that they've ever done. I actually have been lying to you guys a little bit. There is one example. Does anyone know? There is one example of masteries coming into the game and them updating older content to facilitate it. There's one example. Do you guys know what that might be? I mean, technically adding all the invisible walls everywhere for the Griffin is kind of one, but... There you go. Yeah, you do know. There you go. Gliding in the jump pads. Yes, there you have it. So that is the one example. But, I mean, imagine how beautiful it would be if you could get mushrooms in all kinds of different places and exalted assistance where it was actually lore relevant and all that stuff.
Statistically speaking, this is rather
All right, so what we got? I've never seen one of these. Black Lion Lockbreaker Kit. Select from left Zephyrite lockpicks, bandit skeleton keys, crowbars, exalted keys, and vials of chac acid. Oh, so it's just loads of different keys. That's kind of cool. Oh, I never collected the things. That's kind of cool. I got solar and lunar dye, black lion statuette. Right. Grab that. 4 more keys. Oh, this is the guaranteed, right? Of course. Lion's Arch Survivor die.
This is rather rare.
Guaranteed armor. I'm pretty hyped by that. Oh, guaranteed weapon. I'm pretty hyped by that. Oh, and we got a rare. What's the rare thing? And just a couple of things. A plasma hammer. What's this worth? 13 gold. Ooh, the plasma skin set's really cheap now then, is it? Maybe I'll try and buy those and get some tickets off of them. Ready for the next set. That might be kind of nice. An extra AP. So it's 5 per. I think I'll definitely get stuff like crowbars and things, which seems weird, but for my home instance every day, it's kind of annoying to not open some of those, so maybe I'll do that. Alright, not too interesting, but there you have it, guys. Oh, what's the hammer look like? Here you go, this is what it looks like. Very simple design, actually. I'm surprised that's a Black Lion set at all. It's extremely simple. Oh, hold on. When it's stowed, it's got an animation where when it's stowed, there's no plasma there. And then when you wield it, if you watch, it opens up. It does it very fast and slightly off the camera, but yeah. Okay. Right. So, what class are we going to play in Kourna, guys? Any class in the game. I don't really care. Engie, I kind of want to play because I want to use Sanguinary Array just, like, around the game because it just feels so OP. But, it's also in a very specific position related to the LP and stuff, so I don't know. We could try Firebrand. Literally, I'll play anything. So, don't... Wait. Pick an elite specialization. Not a class. Pick an elite spec, and I will play that. It can be any of the 18. I will play any of the 18 elite specs in Kourna. Oh, the other thing I need to do is buy the page from the vendor. So we've got to go back onto Natalie for a second just to do that. I should have the magic for it. So that is your choice. The way we're going to vote on this is the first person to tell me in a message, as well as typing a numeric code, wins. So this is fastest finger first. I'm going to give you a number. It's going to be a sequence of digits. You need in the same comment to tell me the elite specialization and type the digits all together. So the first person to do that will do it. So pre-type your elite specialization of choice and then get your digits ready. Okay, guys? I don't see Dosty in chat today, so he won't necessarily win it. Or he is here and he now feels terrible because I've just missed him. Oh, that reminds me I should get the overlays and stuff up. All right, guys, which elite specialization? The code is 991. Thank you, Glassy Ducky. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This is actually going pretty fast. All right. So the first person to get there was Slack Cat with Scourge, which I didn't even really consider at all. All right. Scourge it is then. So we'll do that. So what I need to do is buy the domain of Kourna Portal Scroll. And then I do have the tome somewhere. I just don't remember which character. So I'm going to put it up there for all my characters to do this. I guess I could pick up another empowerment. I'll save it. I'll save the magic from now. Alright, Scourge. Okay. Question is, which of my Scourges do I want to do? I guess I'll go on this one. Everyone got really into that. Who do I think will win the World Cup? I don't know. I haven't watched any matches today or after the stream yesterday. I think Belgium's game. Oh, wait. When is Belgium's game? Does that start in an hour? Is it Belgium in an hour? I really want to watch Belgium. World Cup. No. What am I thinking? Why did I think that? It's Denmark, Croatia in an hour. Belgium's tomorrow. And then England's the day after that, I think. Right. I don't know. I mean, the safe team to always say is Brazil, right? So France were looking very strong yesterday, though. So there's that at least. What is with the screen shake? All right. So what flavor of Scourge do we want to play, though? This is the question. Oh, I fucking... We currently have a minion monster on. This was from my dungeon practice. I haven't logged onto this character since practicing Twilight Arbor and learning how to solo it for the series. So, all right, why do I keep doing this? Go into the inventory. It's not hard. There we go. Right, scrolling down with chat. Yeah, we let Belgium win because of metagaming. I don't think that's... I mean, they were both B teams, right? We had 8 changes. They had 9. I mean... Let's be real. It's not really either of our teams at that point. I mean, to an extent it is. So I can add my third specialization. That'll be Scourge. You guys wanted Scourge. But what flavor of Scourge do I really genuinely actually want to play? I have a power set on at the moment, and it's all power-oriented gear. I think this was from my Reaper set. If I want to get all the Condi Ascended stuff, it's going to take ages to get it all from my other character. And frankly, we've been going well over an hour and we haven't even really properly started yet. So I guess I'll play a Power Scourge. I'm not really too familiar with what people demand of a Power Scourge. What would I want in open world, though? Let's think about this realistically. Especially against Awakened and stuff. I probably don't want this Signet in open world. I probably don't care enough about that. The Well of Darkness might be fun. The Well of Suffering might not be fun, but it could also be interesting. Blood is Power is really cool in PvE at the moment, isn't it? Oh no, it's PvP that it's obscene. So it's pretty cool here too. I don't know, maybe there's better might. The Well of Power now gives might. Oh, I had a donation. Thank you very much, Ewendell. So many people here today, poggers. Are there a lot of people here today? You see, I have my fan on again. You see or you hear? You hear I have my fan on? You made a racing track on Verdant Brink, tested out with 7 volunteers. Difficulty is hard. That's cool, yeah. I would expect that one to be tricky. Let's use Sandswell just because it's fun and it's new. Let's use Spectral Grasp to turbocharge that stuff. Bane Fiend will be annoying because it will keep me in combat. So let's run this. Let's put Lich form on because that's fun and sort of vaguely power oriented. I'm not going to run Death. I can't be bothered with that. We'll go Spite. Spiteful Spirit's fun in open world. Close to Death I don't value so much because stuff dies so fast that the amount of time you're getting and you get like proccing traits anyway that when things die rapidly, traits that do more damage at low health are less relevant because it's your initial strikes you want big chunks on. We could literally run a weird version of what I was doing on No, because Blighter's Boon doesn't exist. Do you want to run a Signet one? Signets? Buff all the signets up?
This is over.
Yeah, it is really good. Dread's fun to play with as well. Alright, let's do a Dread. Let's do a weird gimmicky Dread thing. So Dread is a fun trait. Oh, well, if it competes against Awaken the Pain and stuff. No, let's do it. So this is 20% damage increase when they're feared. So I'll run the Spectral Wall. I'll pull them into the wall and then we'll blow them up with axe and stuff. Probably let's do Spiteful Talisman. They might not have enough boons to really justify the Chill of Death. And then the question is Soul Reaping or Blood for some lifesteal and stuff. Let's go Soul Reaping, just for the funsies. We'll double our crit chance while in Desert Shrouds. Or we could even run Foot in the Grave. That might be really nice on a Scourge. Let's try Foot in the Grave on Scourge. Shroud skills gain reduced recharge. So it's literally... On Scourge, does that only affect the Q? Or does it affect everything? No, it affects everything. All right, let's do that. Vital persistence. And then the swiftness is some nice quality of life there as well. But we already have Warhorn. Shroud 1 causes Vuln. All right, we'll put Vuln out on the Sandshade. And now here, I don't anticipate I'll burn or corrupt very much. So let's remove quantities and gain might on cleanse. Or we could corrupt on creation. Let's reduce the cooldown of Sandswell for funsies. And run Sansavant, I guess? Sansavant? I don't know, that's kind of a weird ad hoc, vaguely powery Reaper. Alright, okay. Oh god, look, there's World Cup spoilers. The World Cup spoilers I have a real issue with, guys. You get that out of my face. Guild Wars 2 Minion Master still lacks something compared to GW1, and I'm not sure it's the minion mount. No, it's definitely the packaging and the flavor. It's actively casting the Death Novas. It's corpse exploitation. It's a completely different experience. What you get for Guild Wars 2 Minion Mancy is so distilled down. It's like, I don't know. It's a different beast entirely and not a more fun one. Within the context of Guild Wars 2 combat, it's about as good as they can do, though. Right. So, Kourna, I guess we'll just explore now and see what we do. Now, this is NA. If you guys want to join on the squad, you're more than welcome to. This is where we start now. I will not actually play the story step, but I will spoil ever so slightly. Basically, what happens is we create a rip in space-time to just appear here. And it's like well behind Joko's front lines. We're in the middle of Joko-infested territory. This allied encampment we're at, we actually just wrestled free by stealthily taking out a ton of Awakened. And then we grew a big vine wall to protect ourselves and started sending our forces in. That's your introduction to the map. And now we can travel around and explore. So that's the idea. That's why we're randomly out here in the middle of nowhere. It is a big part of the story, and it kind of makes sense. And the Allied encampment is the first place you can really check out. Now, here's the thing on the map. These Joko statues, Joko uses these to project visions of himself, like tar effigies of himself, to communicate with people, give demands, and spread propaganda and all that kind of stuff. So as we travel around, we can break the statues in a variety of the different hearts to help things out. There's a lot of detail in small places on this map, as you tend to find in Path of Fire, which is super cool. Now, when you immediately open, there is a portal here, and this is what I talked about on the stream that I didn't like. This was the first thing I did when I got to Kourna properly. I was like, oh, there's a portal, let's take it. I just don't like this. There's no cohesion here. There's nothing exciting about this. So boom, and it just takes you miles away to the Moon Fortress, and not just the Moon Fortress, but the Bokos prisons straight away. So this is where Cormir was taken. This is where you bust her out, and this is where the meta takes place as well. Really, the meta is currently not active. That's Gandara back there. It does look gorgeous. It does look very cool. It's diseased, broken, undead, bona fide Gandara, and it says on the meta that a necrotic field is shielding the Awakened Inquest facility, which is inside there. So they've conjured that, and that means that we don't get to go there. Later, the meta will trigger, and we can do things. Meanwhile, there is a beetle breakable wall here, which another player just did, and you get a mastery point on the inside. And there's a vista by climbing on top, which gives you a good look at Gandara proper. But the Bokos prison feels really small and strange and just odd. I still have no doubt that the scale is the same, but look at this tiny little spit of land it is now. If you go back to those Guild Wars 1 missions, it's quite a chunk of exploration out there. Wandering around and going deep inside and getting to the cells and fighting the bosses that were there. I love how ruined it is, though. Joko, I guess, had no need for it, and it just reminds you of 250 years is a long-ass time. That contributed for daily, so thank you. 250 years is a long-ass time. I'm not sure the devs put anything special. There's a vulture on top. We get some awakens. So here, let's try our combo wombo. We pull him in. The fear did not work. So you can't pull him into the wall and then fear him? Necro 101. I don't even understand, huh? Really, we've built heavily into Shroud here, so maybe I should, because we're running Spiteful Spirit and everything. So maybe I should just do more Shroud-oriented utilities. Let's pop this for some barrier. And then Shrouds. So it doesn't matter if I F1 before Shroud on a Power Scourge. Do I get the double ticks or no? Because they've changed that, right? I guess we'll see. So yeah, you get some mobs. But that's it, really. This is the prison. This is the Bokos prison. It's not a big feature of the story. In fact, the story doesn't even acknowledge that this place exists. But you can come here. You can walk around. It wasn't like some massive requirement that the devs... Here, let's see. How many packets do we get? Just the one. And it's very low as well, by the way. So I don't know about that. Meanwhile, you've got the oceans and stuff. But I will show you all of that later, I think. Let's go back through the portal and just do our regular exploration. You'll notice as well it's very dark and grim and poisony and nasty here immediately. Huge sections of this map, as long as you're south of those plant walls, are like this, just to show Joko's influence in the area. So let's go somewhere happy, even though it is day. Any advice for adding survivability into Engineer? Run Alchemy, run Inventions. Look at your blinding abilities. Mortar is really good for a defensive skill. Toolkit is a great defensive utility as well, just because of the fall. The gear shield. Do you think Joko might be a Revenant Legend? It's a potential. But I would say the same of that as I've said about all the other main series villains for Guild Wars 2. I think it would be a bit weird to have those as things, but yeah. How to not die on Weaver? Evade permanently. That's how you don't die on Weaver. While letting your stances passively cleave everything down. Right, so what is there of note here? This, I will say, it does feel a lot like in Guild Wars 1 when you're traveling around in some of the Kourna outposts there. And just meeting with the villagers. Except, of course, it's now a big open world game and you know that you're not boxed in by cliffs, so you can just travel around. I really had a... This feels to me, any fans of playing the Elder Scrolls series and modding the Elder Scrolls series, you might be familiar with Oblivion and Skyrim at least, especially Oblivion, because people were upset that things had changed from Morrowind. They had the cities behind walls, and there are mods called Open Cities that brings it into the real world. And it's a fascinating, really exciting thing. I kind of had that feeling here in Guild Wars, because I felt like this what's the name of the outpost? I can't remember, but the first outpost you go to in Kourna after your assault on Gandara fails in Guild Wars 1. I feel like I'm in a town like that, but just knowing I can travel anywhere, and it's a lot more immersive now. And I really think that's quite a joyful thing for the devs to have accomplished, really. Right, we already went in there. Civilian outreach specialist, doesn't have anything to say. Trader. This guy's an arms dealer. Does he have something special to sell because he's an arms dealer? Oh, weapons. Right, obviously. Crew leader Draz over here, standing next to this turret. I think that there's a collection to do with this. Basically, as you travel around the map, you get turret pieces or something. Phenomenal devices, no. Though they may look like your average Asuran turret, these beauties are built for maximum flexibility and configuration. And it uses inscribed shards for something. Sounds technical. Yes, well, I'll have a better idea once I study this one more. Let me know if you manage to learn anything interesting about these things. I found some schematic fragments that may be useful. Excelsior, let me see your notes. Sure, take a look. Fascinating. Appears there are still pieces missing. If you find the other sections, I should be able to put them back together. Be sure to let me know about any other discoveries you make, Commander. So I don't know what this does or where it goes yet. It's just one of the achievements on the map. And that's kind of your introduction to it. Be happy that I've not done it yet, because once I've done it once on the account, it's gone for good. So, Zaim and Kanak are here. All of your main series friends are in the open world map on this. Ritlock is here. Well, not all of them, but, you know, the ones relevant for the story here. And as you wander around, you will actually find them stationed in different places out there. It's very cool, and it's an excellent use of the timeline freezing thing. So Kanak's here, and you get voice-acted dialogue. So there's a slight thing that they're doing with audio in this patch that I love, like the format for it. And I'll demo it here to you now. Listen to this, and watch how they do this.
The bramble walls were a stroke of genius, if I do say so myself.
So we press F on him. He gives us voice-acted dialogue. It's a short, snappy line, and we walk off. This is like, how do I describe it? It's good. It's like there's a quality to it. There's a sense that you're really on an adventure, and it's like a normal RPG where you get to speak to people, and it just feels really good. Now, what I like about this as well is we all know in games like this, if you press F twice, they might have a different thing to tell you. So, but there's a risk when you do it that they'll repeat their dialogue. So let's try pressing F and we'll see what happens.
The bramble walls were a stroke of genius, if I do say so myself.
So unfortunately, he repeats his dialogue. But here's something very cool the devs did on this, and I don't know whether it's intentional or not. But let's pretend we've just come to Kanak. Now, my instinct as a player is going to be to press F once, and the second he stops speaking, I'm going to press F again, obviously, really quickly. Now, if you do that, you could have this kind of unimmersive, oh, you hear him say his line twice and nobody really likes that much. But watch what ArenaNet do to fix that slight immersive break, all right? I'm going to pretend I'm a new player speaking to Kanak. Watch this.
The bramble walls were a stroke of genius, if I do say so myself.
The second time you press it, it shows the text again, thus confirming to us that it's the same dialogue, but the audio is muted. And it's like, it's perfect. It's such a good little format. There must have been so many times on this pack. Am I just a complete loser that actually enjoys this? I must have had so many times on this episode where I was double spamming F to speak to everyone, and sometimes you are rewarded with a second line of dialogue, but when you're not rewarded with a second line of dialogue, this is like a perfect middle ground where it doesn't break your immersion very much because you don't hear the exact same intonation and stuff. It just throws the message up there and you know, but you don't hear it twice. I really like that. I don't know whether that's actually intentional or just the audio engine is like breaking slightly. It's perfect. It's really, really, really cool. I don't know. I like that a lot. So anyway, there you go. And we'll see that a lot as we play through now.
My scouts are stretched thin, but they're ready for anything. Won't let you down, Commander.
So there you go. That's all he says. And look, we get the confirmation. I mean, I've never seen any other RPG actually so elegantly figure that out. It's just like, because that's a mechanism. That's a that's like blunt design. That's like literally, this should catch on like for wildfire. And that just very simple premise should be like baseline how RPGs are made over the next 15 years. Like, it's so simple and obvious and it's such a great middle ground. I don't know. Lets people read again if they missed a slight detail. But and if you wait long enough, you get the full voice acting again. It literally offers everything you could want. Anyway, so the meta is now triggered. It says containing the Scarab Plague, your allies are marshalling forces to assault the Awakened Inquest facility. So the start of the meta is to gather spare parts. What do you guys think? Should we go do the meta now? I don't want to do the bounty just yet. We'll do the meta as the spare parts come in. I do want to show you something else though. And that is, as we move over, you've got the bounty board with all your new bounties. I don't know whether they really do anything that interesting in those. I have done them, obviously, because getting the beetle requires you to do a few. But look at this over here. Look at this. Who can tell me? Come on, chat. Here you go. This is Twitch. You get to talk. Here we go. What is this icon, everybody? What is that? When was the last time you saw that? How RPGs are made. Make content that you're never going to see or play again. Well, I don't think that the criteria for a good game has to be that it's infinitely replayable. There you go. Living World Season 1 icons. I don't know what they're doing here with this, really. It concerns me a little bit because it's like... Are they actually planning on adding Season 1 back? Wouldn't these appear there? I don't know. But yeah, so this is... in Season 1, this icon would appear. And the idea was, in Season 1... They were really trying to have lots of rapid, smaller updates all over the place that also at the same time would tell some epic story. So you can tell just how ridiculously difficult and crazy this was. But the idea was like little things could be going on all over the place just as you play. And like it was going to be a real living world. If you've ever actually really thought of that idea of a living world, it's based on this crazy ambitious wild Season 1 ideas. And very quickly they realized doing this players needed a way of knowing what was going on. Yeah, there were some losers like Wooden Potatoes that were constantly reading the forums and looking at Reddit and playing the game and seeing that a slight NPC had moved from the Black Citadel refugee camp to the north and stuff. But most players had no real idea. And when real content started getting added, like mini dungeons, the Molten Facility and stuff, it was like, we need players to be able to find that out. So I added this system where you would find these icons, you'd speak to these characters. I can't remember what they were called. Heralds, weren't they? Were they literally called heralds? And then they would point you with gold stars to where the Living World Season 1 content was. Grand scheme of things, Guild Wars 2, people don't really know it that much. It was a short-lived thing, really, compared to the expansion model and the Living World model that we have now, Season 2, 3, 4. And so, here it is again. And it's attached to a character called Lady Camilla, who is our herald. So, I'm going to press F on her. And she says, oh my, it's really you. You're even more majestic in the flesh. Look at this. Pink lips, pale skin, lovely glasses. Let's be together. Oh yeah. Look at these beautiful pigtails. Oh, she fulfills all my schoolgirl fantasies. So here she is. Now, if you guys remember, way back when the game was originally coming out, and we played through the personal story, you'd get mails pointing you to the various dungeons from this mysterious, like, ephemeral character called your herald. And it was obviously just a band-aid, like, slapped-on thing that the devs did because they hadn't cohesively found a way of weaving personal story with dungeons, because they were quite pathetically, in my opinion, scared of forcing people to play the content in the game. And so it kind of got boiled down to these very generic messages. Hello, I am your herald. Your order and your mentor are doing this. Congratulations. The next dungeon is blah, blah, blah. It was just like formulaic nonsense, really. And this character, your herald, then faded away very quickly when its purpose had been served. No real attention was paid to it. And that was it. So, throughout the LP, I've kind of realized it's kind of annoying. It's you want to think of the Herald as a real character, and some people have speculated about the Herald a little bit in the past, but it was sort of completely dropped. And now here, all this time later, the devs have looked to that, and they said, we can do better than this. Let's not just have this as some weird artifice. Let's not have it as this vestigial thing that, like, feels ugly and out of place. Let's embrace what the Herald is. And for the first time since 2012. We're in 2018 now, lads. It's almost 6 years. For the first time, we get to meet this character, and they've rooted down this, like, crappy, like, feature into the game a bit deeper. And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. So she says, oh my, it's really you. You're even more majestic in the flesh. And she made, she's your fangirl, you know? She's the perfect woman for all of us nerds, right? And you know that it's a particular kind of MMO nerd that likes to be in the dungeons. They know exactly what we like, and they've given her to us, our virtual wife. Here she is. Oh my, it's really you. You're even more majestic in the flesh. What man doesn't want to hear that he's majestic in the flesh? Say, can we add this ornament? Oh, so because of collections and the way that the game does stuff, you don't get the dialogue anymore, I'm afraid. That was once per account, apparently. But she's helping us build a banner for ourselves. Can we add this ornament to the banner? That ornament? I mean, it's a rather unremarkable adornment, isn't it? Hardly befitting of your legend. Oh, okay. What's she even talking about? Oh, okay. Now, hold on. Let me apply a little something here, and there. I've imbued it with magic that should resonate with heroic deeds. And now we can add it to the banner? What? No. It isn't worthy of you yet. It needs to bear witness to your greatness. Travel to about Gandara and Tyria, perform mighty deeds, slay fearsome beasts, steep in your heroism. Crap, I just missed the goddamn thing. Anyway, so yeah, she's got a collection where we go around Cortyria, and which is also fitting considering the Cortyria relation with the original Herald stuff. And we're building a back piece. Or something. The banner of the commander is what we're building, and maybe someone can ping it in chat and I'll show it for you. But yeah, so the awakened blood I think I just gave to her. I need 100 of the new currency for this, the banner pennon, and then there's the banner pole as well. But yeah, I wonder whether she'll appear in other upcoming updates. Be kind of interesting, and obviously that's possible. Yeah, the back piece building people enjoy in the patches, so I'm not surprised that they put another one here in this one. Just one waifu for thousands of greasy Guild Wars 2 nerds. Poor girl. Listen. It's not grease. It's just because I've been eating chicken. It'll go away if I go shower. I just, you know, I've got more Stellaris to play after this stream, so I'll probably shower in about a week or so. Oh, hi, Commander. I'll return later. I don't know what that's all about. I think that's pretty much everyone done now. There's the Roller Beetle training course, but the meta's about to go, so let's do the meta, all right? I'm going to get on the Roller Beetle. We're going to roll out. All that's happened here is that we've got spare parts, and now saboteurs are leaving to prepare for an assault on Gandara. The meta is now going to split into 3 separate events, and I'm going to get a hold of some of them. So let's go along the road. And you see this? So you got these 3 defense events. They're going to go to 3. We have to go south of the wall here, so we're going to be in Joko's territory. I mean, this was all his territory, really. But we need to split up and escort and do all of them, I think. If one fails, I think the meta might still be able to go. I'm not entirely sure. I actually participated in one of these and thought I'd fully failed it before. My chook failed. But it didn't, like, punish me in any way, so I'm not sure really what to say about that. There's a champion abomination. That guy's a bit of a bitch to fight, so I kind of don't want to. There are players trying it. We'll keep going up here. I think... Oh, wait. This is wrong. No, silly beetles. Wait. That was definitely not user pilot error. It's over here, and the other one's to the north. But that's not a way through the wall. Alright, we'll just go to this one. There's only one player in the squad at the other one. Here we go. Let's go to the one north. Apparently one of them's north of the wall. I didn't even know that. It's pretty cool. They go really far away. So I'll note there's some really cool quality on these actual NPCs. When they move to their locations, they actually like get on springers and climb up and down cliffs and stuff. It's kind of badass, honestly. I really like it. It's interesting to me that Necro doesn't just have a straight up utility that is, hey, fear your target. Kind of curious. I guess I'll stay on Dagger. I don't think the Scourge gameplay is necessarily going to be too fun to watch, but we'll see. Does Axe Dagger really make sense out in the open world? Maybe not. Ghastly Pillar this. Break the bar. Blow this guy up. We've brought a massive Zerg here because I'm the contact. I just hope that enough people have gone to the other ones. This one they've gone to... Yeah, we got people at each of them. So right now, something interesting to talk about this meta is it doesn't have any loot or experience or anything. I don't know why, but the devs haven't done it. Bit strange, right, guys? So, I don't know whether that's gonna change. But I think it's all phases of the meta don't have it. Oh, did they fix it? Did they fix it since I last played? They might have fixed it. If they did, then I'll take it back. Alright, people in chat saying they might have fixed it, so never mind. No, I'm not getting any experience. I'm getting heart progress, but I'm not getting experience. They fixed the mobs after the cannons. Right. Spectral Grasp is doing nothing. I will put the Signet on. For the big Zerg stuff, Zerging in open world is different to traveling around normally, so obviously a bit silly. The Scourge Necro is great fun to play. I agree, I really like Scourge. The devs only did like 2 things this patch: mount and good story cinematics. Well, I think that the Corteria like new events to go and do all the Orion instances and stuff like that again is pretty good. I've been really happy seeing those world boss chains. I think again, one thing I was really happy about, by the way, you know, I made that Beetle video. I was talking about the collection, and I said in the commentary for that I thought that the way they did the collection was really smart, in that they had you fight world bosses that were on timers and stuff. I didn't see a single comment of someone disagreeing there. Not a single one. Not a soul on planet Earth turned around and said, no, I hate timed events, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was really cool. I don't know whether that's just because I've bred such a, you know, a tight-knit echo chamber or something now, but I really do think it's slightly inconvenient as a player, I know, but it's undoubtedly better for the game, so... And people generally seem to agree, so it's cool. You see we're getting good heart progress here. Still another 30 seconds of mobs. If I got more tags, it might be quite good. It's just your audience. Good, they're smart people. Yeah, usually if Reddit complains about something, here's the truth of the internet, okay? Reddit complains about something and it will snowball via upvotes and discussion into something a little bit more. And then everyone realizes that that's their opinion and that's now how things have to be. And usually then that leaks over to other areas of discussion, even if it otherwise never would have. But that never happened on this video at all, not even remotely. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I like the discussion. I like both sides of the coin being there. I was just very surprised. Because I went into that fully expecting people to say, oh, WP doesn't know what he's talking about. Timed events should never have been a thing. Just philosophically, it's a dumb move. Oh, I should have all content at my fingertips at all times and stuff like that, you know. Because they're geniuses. It's not hard to find a genius on the internet, guys. Remember that. And I'll tell you why. It's because I'm on the internet. You can always find me doing something. Verified genius. All right, I've moved out of my bounds now, so I don't kind of want to do that. Let's go back south. Oh God. Let's go down here. The fact they got Farron jumping in the first instance made me think. They currently have one global level for water, so when you're under it, you will get swimming animations. With Farron jumping, makes me think they could easily fake submerged water rooms and higher grounds by giving NPCs different animations. It's an interesting thought. That's a very crazy place for your brain to go. I like the idea of that. Would be a really cool engine update for me, I think. I would love to see that. I would really love to see that. I want underwater Asuran bases protected by holographic force fields, and I want like underwater caves that we can explore. I really think that would be amazing. But it's such like a core aspect of the game to really do that and provide that would be... I think it would be very tricky and spoofy, let me put it that way. All right, so now that the three have been done, we're now assaulting Gandara itself by going from the Bokos prison. Sorry, I'm doing really badly here. So then I think you're supposed to portal there. So I think that this is really strange as well. It just immediately is like, oh, now come here. So already you can see it's feeling a bit weird, the meta. There's not one lane, another lane, like Straits of Devastation. It's literally just like, oh, we're going to skip a ton of events and now we're straight at Bokos and there's a portal there. And it just all feels very Band-Aid-y, right? It feels like we're not going to have time to make all of this. So we have this event, which the players are already done. Jesus Christ, people are going really fast here. I'm going to do my raptor here. So you take the eastern courtyards, I think is just at the top of these stairs. The thing is, we were at the most northern of the cannons, and then I went even more north like an idiot, and then we've got distracted by different discussions and stuff, so I'm super slow here. We've missed one of the events, unfortunately. And now you have the boss, which is this lead guy who you DPS. He goes invulnerable, climbs in a golem, which he spawns. Let's Lich form. Summon all of our little guys, do some lifesteal. Probably could have auto'd there, but whatever. Spam a thing for no reason, I guess. Spam these for no reason, because why not? And then when he dies, when the golem dies, the little guy comes out again, which is really kind of fun. He goes invulnerable for a second and moves. I don't know why. He does basically no damage and has no mechanics. He's melting, yeah, by the way. This is big damage. I know it feels a bit slow, but this is a really tanky golem, generally speaking. So this Zerg is hitting hard. Good job, Spuds, I guess. We're kicking ass here. NA's doing very well. Yeah, so watch. You watch very closely, because this is easy to miss, I'm afraid. There's no break bar for me to deal with. So watch, when he dies, the little guy comes back out, and then you can kill him, and he stays at 10%. And then that's it, really. Now you've got the plague experiments in these rooms, which are just machines you break. I know you guys can't see shit, but there's a machine in here. We break this. You can look at my mini-map. You see all these cogs? And, yeah, there's a thing with an access card I'll show you guys as well in a second. Do we have to get lucky for it? I didn't think we did. I've only done this once before, and I didn't... I got the card, so I didn't think there would be an element of luck, but maybe there is. Let's see. How am I hungry after I ate a little thing of ravioli and a banana a minute ago? On the subject of timers, I have been trying to learn PvP for a while now. Am I just bad, or is there really no more way they tell you when the map mechanic happens and the thing that shows when you should already be at them? They give you like 30-second leeway at all times, and the timer is always the same. Like, it's always 11:30, 8:30, blah, blah, blah. Skyhammer's the same. It's always so... I think it's pretty clear and understandable, honestly. So this guy ported us in. Let me just check here, though. Basically, you get an item called an access card. And the access card gives you access to this room, which has got your loot at the end. These corner chests. And that's it. That's the Gandara meta. You just saw it. You get 15 minutes to loot the chests. The Awakened Inquest Plague experimentation has been shut down for now. Time until Awakened Ritualists raise a necrotic field around the Inquest facility. And that's it. We don't see the Ritualists. We don't interact with them in any way. So here, you need an access card, which you consume, and it gives you a buff, and then that takes you in the room. And, yeah. This is Gandara. I mean, it looks cool. It does look cool, and it's interesting. But you notice quite clearly these roads that should take you in have just been boarded up. And there's nothing going on here anymore. It feels a lot like the Ascalon Fractal, actually. I think it reminds me of that a bit. Here's another access card room. If you have the card, you can go through that. Maybe someone will portal us in this one as well. Or was that the same one? Oh, that's the same one. That's where we were. Yeah, I thought there was only one. And then you can walk a bit closer. Obviously, the main story has a lot of stuff in and around Gandara 2, sort of in the depths and stuff, which I do think shows it in a really kind of beautiful way. But there's no denying it, I think. Open world sort of suffered this patch. Did it not? Let's talk about why this bridge is here. Let's talk about why this bridge is here. Let's talk about how the Corsairs and the sloops out in the water affect things. Do they? Let's talk about the bay out here. Why is there nothing going on, you know? I think you can sort of get up one of the walls-ish, maybe? I would have liked a lot more meta. I would have liked this patch a lot more if the meta was somewhat decent, but this is it. Yeah. Oh, but this is shit. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what defense there is, really. Do you know what, actually? There's one side of this that does really dismay me. I don't really mind that much because I never farmed the episode 2 meta that much. I never farmed the episode 1 meta that much. I still have a ton of experiences to have here. Farming metas is not particularly high on my list of, like, what makes Guild Wars 2 worth playing. I'll tell you why, because PvP is a thing, and it's so rewarding and 20 times more fun. I mean, there's only so many different flavors of charging around with hundreds of other players in a mess of animations that can keep me entertained, I have to be honest. I'd rather some engaging gameplay, and I've got my outlets and avenues for that. There's raids, there's fractals, there's PvP. To a lesser extent, there's world versus world. So do I really need a meta? I don't know, but it's not ideal. And then the one thing that does get to me a bit is look at what they said 2 weeks ago. Mo left a comment, right? It's interesting as well. Mike Z, he's our game director now, but he doesn't really interface with the community that much, does he? He's very, very, very... I mean, why are we still getting our comments from Mo and stuff? Because that is what happened, isn't it? Anyway, they said that the patch was going to be delayed because they were working on some tech that would allow them to do upcoming patches faster as well, forevermore. That, like, sorry it's late, but it's delayed for a good reason. The cost is that in the future we can do these big maps with the mountains and stuff at a good pace. That was the line. And a lot of people sneered on that and said they're lying, they're blah, blah, blah. I don't like calling companies or people liars. And I've always sort of cringed and been a bit annoyed when I see how quickly people jump at that when it came to Guild Wars at various avenues in the past. But now I see the patch come out. I see what Gandara is. I mean, there's no hiding. This is clearly unfinished. It's clearly just been quickly slap a portal in there and just do something at the last moment. I mean, it is clearly really rushed at the last hour. And seeing this, it now really does make me think, wow, and they came out with that comment before, oh, the reason it's delayed is for the patch to let us go. I mean, don't fucking lie to people when you're clearly going to get caught with your pants down moments later. Like, your word has to mean something. I don't know. Am I wrong? Someone tell me I'm wrong. But it feels that's unsettling to me. More than the fact that there's not a meta. That's the bit. And just the fact that they're struggling with scoping issues and stuff like that. That's the bit that gets to me a bit. I mean, this is also, and there's another side of this where it's like the meta is so small and poor that I kind of want to make sure I do it several times now while the Zergs are still around, because you can just tell that they'll be gone after a period of time, you know? So yeah, let's bring the Zerg and look at the other bridges and the entrance. Now, this middle bridge is featured in the story, and again, so many other aspects of the patch are quality and amazing. So try your best. I know it's difficult, denizens of the internet. I know it's really hard, but it is possible to like and dislike different elements of something. Now, trust me, it's okay to like this patch even if the meta is a bit off, right? And the story is genuinely really good, and the Gandara involvement with the story and stuff is genuinely really good. But let's look at the open world version of it here for now, for today, and go through the middle gate here now, and I'll show you what they've got there. Yeah, Ben Gray puts it very concisely. Oh no, we didn't get a meta. We only have 30 plus other ones. Yeah, something like that. I read that a July quality of life patch got merged into the release, and that is why stuff was crashing at release. Oh, so wait. July quality of life. Build templates? Were they trying to put build templates in at the same time and it all fell apart? Yeah, but why would the build templates go? That seems like more back-end programming kind of stuff. Why would that cause the meta to suffer? And then there were a lot of fundamental issues with the build templates themselves, so then this patch ended up looking bad. That's a very optimistic place to go to, and I kind of want to. I really should run Sand Swell here. I'd rather juggle more barrier than more blood wells. No, that was quality of life for Rage with that mistake included in this patch. What do you mean? Rip. I thought as a tanky ass Necro I'd be fine from his one shot, but nope. Apparently I need to learn to dodge and stop looking at Twitch chat. This is bullshit, ArenaNet. This is bullshit. Look at this. 8, 15, 9, 10, 9, 9. These are high 9s as well. 9, 9. All within maybe 5 seconds. I don't even think a Sentinel's Warrior has enough vitality to get through that in Rampage. I kind of want to play that again, though. I want to go a super high vitality character. I haven't done that for ages. Just dodge. I can't dodge when I'm reading Twitch chat. One thing I think is good about the meta, but I think they designed it so that it's not timer-based. It's based when people invest the parts. Yes, it's Silverwaste style, isn't it? That's a good point. You can't fault it for that. Oh, my barrier actually saved me so hard there as I bailed out. What? I'm not even near him. Double-edged strike? My foot. I'm not even near the bastard. Let's get a bit of break bar damage down. This guy, like, literally, they could have copy-pasted this. This is how late in the day that meta must have been made. They could have copy-pasted this Awakened Abomination and it would have been more of a final boss for the meta than what we got. They could have copy-pasted this. It wouldn't have worked with the whole Inquest idea, but seriously. Spinning shield as a counter. Oh, so I was killing myself with the axle, though. Don't attack when the swords appear. All right. Look, I'm a Path of Fire noob, guys. All right, so with him dead, look. So we speculated about this on the beginning of the patch, that we'd maybe be able to charge through all of these barriers. Turns out that's not a mechanic in the end. The crystals are here to have fun smashing through at least. You get to the gates. There's the POI here. Feels like, doesn't it feel like this would be very cool? Like there should be a beetle-oriented assault and like an ocean-oriented assault, and then like, come on. That's it. That's the entrance. Can't get over it. The door never opens. And then we got the final road over this way. I'm just trying to find the right time to boost because I don't want to immediately rocket into a wall or something. Let's go left. Oh my god. All right. Thank you for the boost there, Internet. I totally deserved that ramp instead of just crashing. I think the beetle is missing that, by the way. A proper, like, crash animation and clunk and thud thing. Maybe they were thinking of it, but once it was implemented, it was just too annoying to deal with. But yeah, then this is the other road. This bridge, doesn't even, like, there is no discernible entrance to the city at all here. Because it doesn't appear in story or anywhere. This is, why is there a bridge here? Was this built by the old Elonians and then Joko was just like, yeah, we're not using that, so he just destroys the whole thing? I mean, look at it. You get 3 Kourna supply caches as your reward from coming here. But the POI is still called Gandara Western Approach, Gandara Main Approach, and Gandara Eastern Approach. Well, this one's not called Eastern Approach, but we know that it's Eastern Approach. So, what was meant, you know? Did they not discuss that on Guild Chat at all? You'd think that those would be the streams where they'd be like, yeah, guys, look, sorry, but X, Y, and Z.
Look at this.
A, B, and C. There was a hint in the story that the beetle will help us win the war. Goric tells us this in the first instance. Well, because the beetle isn't Golden Path, I don't really know how much we will see the beetle directly affect story. Oh! Has anybody played Facing the Truth again and ridden around on a beetle to see if she's got new beetle dialogue? Everyone's saying, oh, they just spent more time on the beetle. Did you guys never do a group project at school? I mean, I'm assuming you're at least 14 to be at this stream. I'm assuming you're at least 14. Have you never done a group project? Do you not actually realize that different people... it boggles my mind how we get so many comments like this. Different people have different expertise. It's amazing to consider, right? But do you really think that the people equipped to make the beetle and all the mechanical stuff to do with the movement and the animations and the art to do with the beetle were being repurposed from meta event design and environment design and stuff like that on the open world map? Did we really really think that? That's not how the world works, guys. That's not how things are developed. So I don't buy that. I don't buy, oh, they made the beetle, it's good, so obviously everything else is bad. It's the issue will have been somewhere else. It'll be a bit more nuanced from that. It wasn't a rant. It wasn't a big rant. It was about a 5-second conversation. Yes, back to this. Did anybody play this with the beetle? Did I just assume your age? A little bridge to nowhere, says Cherry Tune. Sad thing is I was looking forward to seeing the Plaza of the 5 Gods. Dude, you're so right. I hadn't even thought of that. Going to the docks where we originally landed. Also, does the beetle mean that the Beatles and Guild Wars 1 alone were magic-infused leftovers from the Scarab Plague? There's no explanation there. That's a good point as well, and I hope we get that, but since it's all contained in this one patch, I don't know. But yeah, I thought of that the other day. I think it's vice versa. They had the beetle, but tried to integrate with the story, and it fell apart too late to fix. You think? Oh, okay, so then there is an event that they added going up this bridge. This is Researcher M. And what I wonder here is whether what we're essentially playing here was a part of the meta before. This was the meta approach, but when they cut it out and it wasn't working anymore, they just left it on its own. Does that make sense? So instead of deleting it entirely, they at least salvaged it and turned it into an individual event instead of a constituent part of a broader meta. Does that make sense? I think someone on Reddit posted that she says, what a strange mount. Oh, does she really? She says that about the Griffin, though, too, doesn't she? I guess that's fair and that makes sense, because if their aim is to add siege turtles and nooktukas and stuff like that, over time, they'll have to go a bit heavy with that. Did you notice how every Asura event ends with, oh, fuck, my idea didn't work, and then the event just ends? I did, but I didn't take that as a quality dip or something. I actually really enjoyed that, Jules. I thought that that was a cool way of showing, that the game often doesn't, that the Asura research fails a lot. Like, you can't have them succeed all the time. And I felt it was quite liberating, actually, for the game to basically just bluntly say, hey, yeah, these guys failed, but you did good anyway. I quite enjoyed it. I don't know. Am I wrong for that? Some of them are really sad as well. Some of the events in this. The one about the person whose friend got awakened and he's just perpetually trying to change and save her. And, oh, it is a bit heartbreaking. It is a good one. So, what you might find interesting about the heart here that we're currently in range of, the mini-pet is a sloop that moves around with you. And out in the water, you get these ships sieging Gandara. And what I wonder is, in Guild Wars 1, the attack on Gandara was a naval assault. So I wonder whether a part of the meta, as they originally were going to try and do it, they were going to do an homage to the naval assault. And we were going to have another part to the map where we did go in like this. And that's why the Corsairs are a function. That's why there's a mini boat. Because I think that they were going to do more. With the whole idea that the Corsairs would be from one front, that the Oma clan would be on another, that the Inquest and whatnot. But we didn't get it in the end. What do you guys think about that? Do you buy that? Yeah, the main story with the wife on the bed was pretty good as well. Personally, I think that they pushed a ton of new tech into the engine, which messed up the pipeline, which screwed the new release by breaking the events. Good question for that shaman who can interpret the back-end engine. Think about it. Most criticism is from a lack of events and interaction, stuff that all relies on the engine. I sort of get your logic. I'm not sure I'm fully on board. But yeah, like, look, there's this whole thing, the Bay of Gandara. There's no content. And they immediately have the currents here that push you back. But there are the ships and things. And again, I'll remind you, they did that fantastic stuff in the Domain of Istan. The Isle of Istan, sorry. Remember? No, it is the Domain of Istan. It's just the Isle is the collection of all the areas. Where you actually had the ships that you could stand on and could break and all of that. So if we're talking about engine issues, I wonder whether this was going to be a big thing, that we'd actually board the ships and they'd sail over and they would actually be sieged and could be sunk with us on them. So far in Guild Wars, whenever we have the ships, we're attacking them. I wonder if they were going to change it up, because they had the raft tech from episode 2, the actual big physical boats from episode 1. I bet they were going to combine it all together, and we were going to have a meta assault here where we actually get on the ship that physically moves through the ocean to the Bay of Gandara while being sieged by trebs that other players from other assaults have to destroy quickly, otherwise your ships sink. Then these guys come in. Oh, how good would that have been? I've just invented that out of my arse, and I think that would have been amazing. The map is massive. It goes a lot more southwest and east if you break out. Well, there you go. Oh, there you go. More evidence. One day we'll get a fractal where you progress down 2 Gandara bridges and do it all, and yeah. They'll do that. What bums me out is this is going to be like Zaitan now, you know? It's going to be like shit forever. Well, not shit, but just mediocre. Zaitan was shit. This isn't shit, but and that makes me so sad. This policy that they can never go and update their old stuff. It cuts their left hand off, their right foot off, and a buttock. It's so bad. And then they just hobble around saying, "Oh, why aren't you enjoying our really good new stuff?" I also noticed there are sewers in this patch, as you guys saw. Sewer raid incoming. Sewer raid. Sewer raid, baby. Put me in those sewers. Give me that room full of ooze. Give me that ooze, boss. Let's do it, baby. Give me that dark sewer room. I'm ready. Give me that flooding tunnel sequence where I got to charge out before the toxic, poisonous gas and sludge catches up to me as I charge out of the pipes. Give it to me. Spirit Wall Encounter 2.0, except it's a flooding sewer. Come on. Come on. It works on paper. You got it. All right. So, that is just really the southern areas of Kourna. We do have the Corsair stuff to show off as well. And we've got lots of cool regions. We've got the Natuka ponds to do. We've got a ton, guys. There's a very cool village we'll go to in a moment. Lots of heart dialogue to get. But I guess, since we're already 2 hours into the stream, that'll have to be tomorrow. So I'm going to stop it there, guys. We are going to hold the stream here and explore more Kourna tomorrow. Exact same time. The stream will be back. I'd love to see you guys there. I'm going to host someone new on the scene here. Just some reminders for you all. We do giveaways, community discussion, guild entrance, all that kind of good stuff in our Discord channel. So if you want more information, if you want to chat with me after the stream, that kind of stuff. Not that I'm using Discord very much at the moment. There is a link there. All you have to do is click it and you're through. To the people who subbed to me today, again, we don't get many at the moment, but I really appreciate it. Deviant Shark, thank you. Glassy Ducky, thank you. Skelepire, thank you. Conclusory, thank you. Bick hosted me. Shit. If Bick's still in the channel, thank you, dude. That was ages ago. That was 2 hours ago. I missed that. Dog donated. Oh, no, that was yesterday. But thank you again for that anyway, Dog. So there you go. We really didn't get many followers or anything today. But there you go. Thank you, guys. Oh, there you go, Utah. Utah Blimp. Thanks, dude. And, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll continue with the Kourna stuff. We'll discuss more about the meta, more dev insights, more fun stuff. And, yeah, I don't know. That's about it. Let's see who's streaming. And looks like they've put effort into this stream. As in, there has a face cam. Because I don't watch people on Twitch unless they have a face cam. If they don't have a face cam, they're clearly not even trying. That person has one, but they're not. It's not an English stream. There you go. This guy's got one. Engineer. New schedule every Saturday. They have 3 people in the whole world watching them. Let's blow their tits off. Stay on Twitch, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't click X. If you like me even remotely, give this person 2 minutes, literally just 120 seconds at least, and blow their face off. It's going to be amazing. I'll see you guys over there. Let's do it.